And welcome to another episode of Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey, being joined by Alan Tyson from Lee Hill & Johnson Insurers. We are up top of ERA Hirsch Real Estate Team, buying or selling real estate. Talk to the experts downstairs at ERA Hirsch Real Estate Team. All right, Alan, well, the Georgia Southern Eagles did not play this weekend, but there were a lot of good games. You had, among them, Georgia Tech was the big rival game, and I guess the Ohio State Michigan ended up going down to the wire. We also had a lot of, we may not have had any Bullitt County high school teams, but we did have some high school teams from around in action: Screven County, ECI, Calvary, Benedictine, Liberty County. So some teams that we're pretty familiar with were still in action. We'll get to some of that when we get to our high school segment, but we begin, as we do many of our shows, at least for this week and probably next week as well, talking a little Georgia Southern football. Now, the Eagles, coming off 2 weeks ago, lost to Georgia State, a pretty tough one where they give up 20 points in the first quarter, come back and play pretty good from there, get it within a touchdown, and then give up another big score, which has been kind of the Achilles heel for Georgia Southern. It seems like in their losses, they come really close, and then something happens, and they just can't overcome it. It seems like in a lot of the Ole Miss game, for instance, they were within a touchdown, and it didn't really feel like it, but they were within a touchdown most of the time. It seems like the Sun Belt teams really seem to have know what Georgia Southern is going to do, maybe more so than other teams. You got Troy coming up this week. Troy did what we thought they would do this past weekend. There wasn't a lot of upset. I guess you had ULL with a big upset of Arkansas State, which kind of puts the Sun Belt back up, with a lot of one-loss teams out there. But as for Georgia Southern and where they are right now, I know there's continues to be a lot of people upset with the way things are going, but I guess the good thing about having the bye week during Thanksgiving is maybe some people have had some time to either, get over how they're feeling, but, just kind of come to grips with where Georgia Southern is right now. And I guess after the Troy game, win or lose, I would imagine Tom Kleinline's going to evaluate everything and go from there. Whether or not he made a great decision with hiring Tyson Summers remains to be seen, but I believe he's done a pretty good job, Kleinline has, in the other hires and getting Georgia Southern up to the FBS level. I feel like you got to kind of, at this point, trust that if he made a mistake, he'll do something about it, and if not, he'll find a way to fix it.
Right. Well, the season's not over. We got one more game,
Yep.
And we've got a ton of seniors that have done a lot of good things here at Georgia Southern. Some of them have been here 5 years, and they've accomplished a lot of things during that 5-year period, beating Florida at the Swamp, transitioning from the FCS to the FBS. In doing that, they won a conference championship. They won our first bowl game, and they deserve to go out on a good note on Saturday with hopefully a good crowd at Paulson Stadium. And Troy, I think, is beatable. They're not really an offensive juggernaut, although they've averaged 35 points a game. Last week they rushed the ball for only like 152 yards against Texas State, and 72 of those 150 some odd yards came on 4 different runs. So, and I think they carried the ball 42 times. So if you subtract 4 from that and 38 for 82, that's not rushing the ball very, very well. But on defense, they are really good. They stop the rush. They're ranked 7th in the country against the rush and 19th in total defense. So it's, again, somewhat like it's been all year. We've got to figure out a way to move the football. And, if you don't move the football and pick up first downs and keep the clock running, then what ends up happening is you end up putting your defense out there too often, and they either become fatigued or they get a little bit disenchanted with the fact that you can't move the football. And as a result, and the way it's been, it seems all year, is that that on one side or the other, we just haven't done enough to win some of the football games that we really had a chance to win this year. And hopefully that won't happen this Saturday. I think Troy is beatable, but we're going to have to play a really good game.
Yeah, I believe the couple of the keys, and it may sound cliche, is you can't turn the ball over, and you especially can't turn it over in your own territory. Give your defense a short field to defend and expect them to do that against anybody, let alone a team as good as Troy. The other thing is you can't give up points in bunches. You know, that's been the key, is like the Ole Miss game, 28 points in the second quarter, 20 points in the first quarter against Georgia State. I think if they can avoid that, and like you said, find a way to keep the chains moving, find a way to keep the clock going, get yourself into a close game in the fourth quarter where you have a chance to win, I think they could do it. And you got to imagine for these seniors, they want to go out with the win. The coaching staff wants them to go out to win, and the fans that will be there. That's the other thing that's kind of up in the air. I hope that the Georgia Southern fans don't, just because they're frustrated with the season, not show up and the seniors go out there and play before a pretty sparse crowd. I got a feeling it might end up being that way, but I would encourage people to get out there, you'd hope, and support those seniors.
Yeah, I would too. And, you know, it's a 12 o'clock game, which is kind of an odd time for us, although it is a nationally televised game, so that's important too for us to have a good showing so that ESPN continues to be willing to come to Statesboro and show these games to a national television audience. But like you say, again, our seniors deserve our attendance. They deserve our support. Our football team deserves our support. It hadn't been the kind of season that as fans we would have liked to have seen, but they're still our football team, and we still should support them. And I think that you'll see a pretty good contingent of Eagle Nation out there on Saturday pulling hard for these seniors who've committed so much and done so much for our football program over the last 5 years.
And hopefully some of these guys like Kevin Ellison, Fabian Upshaw, I know it's going to be their last time around. You'd hope that maybe a week off to heal some of those things, the bumps and bruises, might help them to actually be able to play during the game as well.
I mean, I think that certainly this may be the healthiest football team that we've had this year because of these 2 weeks that we've had off between this game. So we won't see a totally healthy team, but we'll see a team that's as healthy as it's been all year probably.
All right, well, we'll come back in just a moment and hear from head coach Tyson Summers. But for right now, I'd like to remind everyone in the Statesboro and Bullitt County area, for any legal advice you may have, talk to the experts and our friends. Lovett Bennett Jr., attorney at law, PC, Lovett's office located in downtown Statesboro. Back with more in a moment on Upon Further Review.
To stay ahead, a parent has to really be on the go and stop for school, stop for sports, stop for an intervention. But you don't have to stop for banking. To stay ahead with mobile online banking, bank ahead with Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
Do you ever wonder what that 15% savings cost you in service?
What's the name on the account?
My name is Mary, M-A-R-Y.
Who is this?
Mary.
Oh,
My
okay.
name is Mary.
Right.
Are you even listening to me?
Sure.
At Glenn Davis Insurance, we get to know you as a person. To us, you're not just another number. Together with Auto Owners Insurance, we can develop an insurance plan tailored to your specific needs. Glenn Davis and Associates. Call or come by today.
All right, Alan, Georgia Southern versus Troy. We had a chance to talk with head coach Tyson Summers and some of the players about the matchup Saturday.
We really just want to finish out strong. We're here at Paulson, and it's a beautiful place here. It's a special place. And so, you know, to end the season out here, we want to make sure we end out on a great note. You know, seniors, it's our last time at Paulson. This is legit our last game. So we want to actually go out with a bang. You know, even though it's been a bad season, it's not the way we wanted it to go. And, you know, hey, things like that happen. You know, it's football. You know, it's just a game chance. But, you know, we really hope to finish out this one, you know, the right way.
Well, I mean, yeah, we were part of that first team to beat a FBS school with Florida. We also won a conference our first year in the Sun Belt and won the first bowl game ever. So I think we have a lot, you know, to take us out with. So I think we should hold our heads up high, you know, even though things didn't go as well as we wanted them this year. But I think we did a lot while we were here.
No regrets, you know. You live and learn. You know, I had mistakes here, you know, but they taught me, you know, become a better man. You know, coming through here with this football program, you know, only showed me how to, you know, live my life the correct way. So ain't no regrets for me.
It's been tough. These past 3 days has been so tough for me, and I can say the same for all the seniors. Just to know that we have one last game here at Paulson Stadium, and as a college football player at Georgia Southern. But you know, if you really look back these past 4 years, what we have done here is something magical, and nobody ever gave us the opportunity or the thought that we're going to be able to do this. But you know, I'm just ready to come back here as an alumni, as a part of EFAA, and I'll come watch these games as an alumni.
The first thing, again, goes back to these seniors and trying to make sure we win a game. It's always going to be about trying to make sure that we win and working to do everything we can do to prepare for that. And it is emotional because of, you know, I've only really been with these guys for about 11 months, but you feel such an attachment to them and the appreciation that you have for them, and you know what an emotional day it's going to be for them coming up. And you know, my emotions are to win the game and go 100 miles an hour at recruiting. That's where we're at, and that's where you know, we're trying to head and make sure that we're taking care of that, and hopefully being able to be in the same place we were last year with the top team in the Sun Belt Conference from a recruiting standpoint. Well, I certainly think that the seniors have made sure they made it known, you know, to the younger guys about the importance of this week and the way that they're trying to carry themselves and lead. I think, that, like I said earlier, I think the big thing is certainly everybody, and every part of our organization wanting to make sure we win the game. Troy's a good opponent, got a good staff, got a good team all the way around, and certainly deserving of everything that they've been able to earn to this point in time. But our seniors deserve and have certainly earned an opportunity to go out and win this game and be an opportunity again to finish up in Paulson Stadium, and that's a big deal. It's a really big deal. I think I hope I've learned a lot. You know, I think whenever you go into your first year of anything, certainly transition into being a coordinator, transition into changing a position sometimes, first-time father, you know, new husband, whatever it is, they're big roles, and sometimes in those roles, you know, you're trying so hard to do everything right. You're trying so hard to make everything perfect. Sometimes, you know, you look up and sometimes you miss the forest for the trees sometimes, you know, and I certainly think I've made my fair share of mistakes. I think the thing that I've really worked hard to try to do outside of developing the relationships with the players and the team that we have is try to be analytical with those things. You know, I go through each day and each night and talk about a better way that I could have had a conversation, a better way that I could have looked at something, a better way to communicate with our offensive staff, our defensive staff, a better way to try to practice through a transition, you know. And so I try to look at those things each day. I've kept a number of notebooks that I keep kind of in the bottom of one of my drawers, and as we go through, one of the things last week I was able to accomplish while we had some time off was to go ahead and try to kind of self-scout myself right now. And so the things that have come up that I feel like I've made mistakes on in the fall, that I can move ahead, and I'm not trying to think about those things in March or April or May. I've already got it down on a sheet of paper of how we're going to do it and why we're going to do it, and so I've tried to go ahead and get ahead of all those things already.
Stay with us. Much more on further review coming up next.
The Clubhouse in Statesboro, Southeast Georgia's best place to play. The Clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is done. There's a lot to celebrate when you move ahead, but it takes planning. Finding the right one, making it a home, and a great mortgage specialist from Queensboro. Move ahead with your dream and bank ahead with Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
See Jeremy Reagan and the staff at Queensboro National Bank and Trust, South Main Street in Statesboro.
It's now time for our high school segment brought to you by Ogeechee Technical College. We're going to go out for some high school signings after this from OTC.
I'm Brian Relisa.
My name is Michaela Graham.
And I'm an echocardiography graduate.
I'm studying to be a veterinary technician.
And I am OTC.
And I am OTC.
We believe every path is different and every student is unique. Whether you're interested in dual enrollment, an associate degree, or earning credit toward a higher degree, a diploma, or certificate, Ogeechee Tech can help you build a strong foundation for your future. Visit ogeecheetech.edu to find out how you can go anywhere from here.
I love the Christian atmosphere. I love the coach. I love the people up there. I love the Helen itself and Cleveland. It's just a beautiful place to be. It's really far away from the house. It's about 4.5 hours. So having Faith be up there with me really influenced my decision because it helps to have your friend go with you and it makes it not as scary. And having the golf aspect of it made me want to go more, so that really helped me.
I started visiting Truett McConnell like 2 summers ago, and I fell in love with it the first time I was there, and I knew I was going to go there, but I didn't really want to go alone. So we kind of started talking to Lane about it and talking her up, and she fell in love with it too. So we went up there and we had a big trip, and we got a cabin, and we went and visited, and she liked it too, and I just knew that's just where I needed to go. It felt right. It wasn't too big, it wasn't too small, but you still had the college experience, I guess. But I love it, and it's just beautiful there.
It's close to home, so I can come back and forth on the weekends and stuff, and everybody was real friendly, and their program's on the rise, and I feel like I can make a big contribution to their program. And I know their program's been struggling in the past, but they brought in some new coaches and they're like rebuilding it, so we should be good in the near future.
The Medical Center Pharmacy on Grenade Street is proud to be your Health Mart pharmacy in Statesboro. The Medical Center Pharmacy, locally owned and serving this community for 50 years, is open 364 days a year. The pharmacists at Medical Center know there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. That's why they take the time to know their customers, explain their medications, and answer any questions. The Medical Center Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you. Dr. Sergio Dalsenia of Family Internal Medicine reminds you that Kathy Shriver, who specializes in diabetes education and consultations, is now exclusive to Family Internal Medicine. Call for an appointment. Their office located in the Cotton Ridge Plaza on Fair Road.
To stay ahead, a parent has to really be on the go and stop for school, stop for sports, stop for an intervention. But you don't have to stop for banking. To stay ahead with mobile online banking, bank ahead with Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
We know how important your family is to you, which is why family medicine is so important to us. At TRICARE Family Medicine, we'll see that your family is in the best possible health. We offer a fun and friendly environment and are now accepting new pediatric and adult patients. Come experience the difference today. Let our family take care of your family at TRICARE Family Medicine, the official family practice of Georgia Southern Athletics.
Good. All right.
Sit, Gus.
This microphone up. We got Gus. We're going to have Gus play us out.
Yes.
The final Eagle game this year as they take on Troy. Not Troy Bolton from High School Musical. But Troy University. Got it, Jennifer? Not Troy from High School Musical. All right, we ready? Are we ready?
I don't know if we're ready or not.
All right, ready or not. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, it's now that time in the show everybody looks forward to. It's Jennifer Lee Hirsch here to make her picks. Last week, Jennifer, big week, 7-5, 2 games over 500. Josh, 5-7. Jennifer's creeping up, but we only have a few more weeks, so she's got to make a run.
Here's the question that all of my fans wants to know.
What do they want to know?
Am I in first place?
You're a few games out.
So I'm in second place still.
You're in
right?
second place.
Hey, second
But
place.
you're close.
Second place is not bad to
Not
be
bad.
right now, because even though I have been suffering, you kind of look into like some of my fans came up to me at the gym on Monday, and they're like, "Hey, so what is it going to be? Are you going to be able to pick this week?" Of course.
She's here. She's
By the way,
ready.
I'm sponsored by my Lee Hill & Johnson.
And who you got with you to help pick this week?
Gus.
All right, and guess what our first game is?
The Georgia Southern Eagles. And where are the Georgia Southern Eagles? They're home.
They're at home. Final game of the season at home. They're playing Troy, and the Eagles are getting 9 points. Jennifer, do I even need to ask who you going with?
Okay, well, I will make a statement here.
Statement.
Okay, so clarify your televisions and do whatever you gotta do.
All right, what's your statement?
Georgia Southern Eagles,
Mm-hmm.
they have been playing so great.
They haven't been playing so good.
Okay, well, I have been watching headlights and Josh's reviews on his other show, and you know, Josh, I will tell you that Georgia Southern has 9 points on this spread.
They're going to get it?
I believe they will.
Okay.
So Georgia Southern Eagles.
We're going to close out strong with the Eagles. All right, we got Oklahoma State giving 12 points to no, I think they're getting 12. That might be messed up. Oklahoma State plus 12 against Oklahoma. Who you like in this one?
Okay. Surprise, peeps. I'm surprised that we didn't even pick Oklahoma this week.
Mm-hmm.
But I am picking Oklahoma State. There's not really any reasons, but I just like 12 points.
Okay. Navy is giving 2 to Temple. Temple, team that not many people have heard much about this year, but they're playing pretty well. Who you liking this one? You're liking all the home teams, aren't you?
Yeah,
Again.
totally. Again. I don't know if that's such a
worked good for you last week.
Good week or not good week, but Navy, I'm picking Navy this week.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and go with Temple in this one. Alabama giving 21 points to the Florida Gators.
We love some Alabama.
All right.
The reason why I say this,
Yeah?
because Alabama has 21 points.
They're giving 21.
They are giving 21 points.
It's a lot.
That is a lot of points.
But
and they're playing, and I believe they're playing in Atlanta, Georgia, correct?
that could be true,
I think
Jennifer.
so,
I thought that was
I Googled all day today.
that would be the SEC championship.
So, yeah, then it probably is. So, I'm going with Auburn for 21 points.
You got Alabama, and they're giving 21. I'm taking Florida in the points. Clemson is giving 9 to Virginia. Virginia? I think that should be Virginia Tech. See, when we printed this out, it kind of spilled over. It's not Clemson Tech. It's Clemson, and they're giving 9. Who you like? Clemson or Virginia Tech?
We know exactly what this sheet means anyway, Pete.
All right.
Clemson is going for me. For some reason, my dad used to love orange.
They're orange.
And so
It's like
I'm
your hair.
going with orange, light red. Well, it's red, okay? But
I know.
Clemson, yeah.
All right, and I threw one FCS game, a couple of our old familiar foes. The Citadel giving 7 to Wofford. Who you liking this? The Citadel's been playing really well.
I browsed on the internet today.
Yeah, you did?
And let me tell you.
What'd they tell you?
Citadel.
Yeah.
For the past couple of weeks, I believe.
Yeah, they got 10 wins.
Had lost.
They've got 10 wins.
Well, they do have 10 wins, but before the 10 wins,
They lost the last one?
They lost the last one.
I think you're right.
Yes. So this week, for some reason, I didn't like the way Wofford looked.
They won by 1.
I didn't like the way Wofford's colors are. That's just me because I'm not a yellow person.
Black and gold?
Yeah, black and gold.
So you like the
I'm
blue?
going with Citadel this week.
Citadel? I'm going with the Citadel too. All right, we're going to pros. Atlanta, your team, taking on Kansas City. Atlanta giving 4. Who you like?
Okay, so y'all,
Falcons?
last week we went up. last week I got so carried away. Actually, last night, can I say last night or last week?
Last week you got carried away.
Last week I got carried away. When I was watching the game, I was cheering for.
Well, we're not to that one yet.
Yeah, I know.
All right, but you were cheering for Green Bay.
Right.
But you had picked Philadelphia.
Right.
And
Bad mistake.
Big mistake. So who are you going to cheer for in this? Atlanta?
Atlanta Falcons.
All right, I'm with you. I'm taking Atlanta. I'll cheer for them too. Green Bay giving 4 to Houston. Green Bay, the team you pulled for, and now you're going to pick them or not?
I'm taking Green Bay all the way.
All right, I'm with you. Green Bay.
Points.
New England is giving 13 to Los Angeles. A lot of points there.
Okay, wait a minute. That is totally a lot of points.
Patriots. They haven't been doing too well.
But New England.
That's who you take?
I'm taking New England. Here is a reason why, Josh.
Yeah.
Because New England, my father, me and him, I went back 4.5 whenever the tape was, and I was watching YouTube, and I was watching one of my YouTube specials, me and my dad, and so at that game we had New England, and so I picked New England.
And he used to always tell you the Brady Bunch.
The Brady Bunch, exactly.
All right. I'll go with New England too. Seattle and Carolina. Seattle coming off a loss to Tampa. They're playing Carolina. They're coming off a loss. I know you like to take the team that's won, but you don't have one. So who you like?
I'm going to go this week, and hopefully, what Gus
tell you?
Yeah, he's telling me. Hold on.
He likes coffee. Comes from Seattle. That's who
he's totally Seattle.
2 more to go. I'm going with you. Pittsburgh and the Giants. Pittsburgh's giving 6.
There's no way. Okay, for one thing, there's a lot of fans out there, and they're like, "Hey, we want to ask you a question." Okay, go ahead and ask me.
Well, I can go. You said you didn't like it.
Pittsburgh, come on.
All right.
They don't have to be on these sheets.
All right, so you got the Giants.
I got the New York Giants.
I'm going Pittsburgh, and the last one, the Jets and Indy. Do we have to ask? Who are you taking in the last game, Jennifer?
I am taking because I am so proud right now, Josh.
Yeah.
My father's looking down, and he is
you had a good week.
Probably having a great, glorifying week with me, and I'm going to have to pick Indy for my daddy.
All right, I'll go with you, too. We'll pick Indy for Nate.
We love everybody. I want to say love to everybody.
Hey, play us out, Gus. That'll do it for this week's picks. We thank you for joining us. We hope to see you again next week. For Jennifer Hirsch, Alan Tyson, and everyone else, and Gus, we say...
Georgia Southern Eagles, fight, fight, fight.